It's hard to overstate the importance of Justice Kennedy's retirement. It gives President Trump a chance to replace the pivotal member of the Supreme Court. It will almost surely move the court further to the right, and it also is likely to prompt a bitter partisan battle between Democrats and Republicans over who fills this seat. Probably the biggest thing that Justice Kennedy is going to be remembered for is gay rights. He authored each of the Supreme Court's important gay rights victories, culminating in his decision about the constitutional right for same-sex couples to marry. But before that, he was the author of the decision that got rid of anti-sodomy laws that targeted gay Americans. He has really been a somewhat surprising hero to the gay rights community. For the most part, Justice Kennedy, as you might expect of a Ronald Reagan appointee, tended conservative. In about 2/3 of the close cases in which he was the deciding vote, he voted with conservative members of the court. But those liberal decisions that he made on social issues are the ones that really would seem to be endangered now.
You know, the Constitution doesn't belong to a bunch of judges. Doesn't belong to a bunch of lawyers. It's yours. It's yours.
But beyond that, Justice Kennedy has been the linchpin of the Supreme Court. Almost never can the conservatives on the court nor the liberals on the court prevail without his support. But he's always identified with some of the court's most important decisions. One of those is Citizens United. He believes that there is a strong First Amendment right to political speech that campaign finance laws often get in the way of. On the other hand, he also has been the reason that affirmative action has remained viable in the U.S. He's been a bitter disappointment to conservatives on the issue of abortion. While Justice Kennedy has often voted for laws that restrict abortion, he refused to go along with a decision that would have wiped out Roe v. Wade. And in recent years, he was the author of a decision that struck down a Texas law that would have made it harder for women to get abortions. One thing that is so important about Justice Kennedy's retirement is that it is the first time in about 25 years that a new justice could radically change the direction of the Supreme Court. The last time that happened was when Clarence Thomas replaced Thurgood Marshall. Thomas, a strong conservative, Marshall, one of the most liberal members of the court. All the justices who have been appointed since Clarence Thomas have replaced justices who are pretty much of the same ideological leanings. It's going to be a real fight, and so the interesting thing will be whether the president decides to go with a very conservative nominee or whether he tries to make it a little easier by looking for someone who might be considered more of a moderate by the Democrats.